A Peace Poem Guide. Chapter 1. Peace Poems 1. Sir Thomas Wyatt, I find no peace. I find no peace, and all my war is done. I fear and hope. I burn and freeze like ice. I fly above the wind, yet can I not arise. And naught I have, and all the world I seize on. That losseth nor locketh holdeth me in prison. And holdeth me not, yet can I scape no wise. Nor letteth me live nor die at my device. And yet of death it giveth me occasion. Without eyen I see, and without tongue I plain. I desire to perish, and yet I ask health. I love another, and thus I hate myself. I feed me in sorrow and laugh in all my pain. Likewise displeaseth me both life and death. And my delight is causer of this strife. George Herbert, Peace. Sweet peace, where dost thou dwell? I humbly crave. Let me once know. I sought thee in a secret cave. And asked thee, if peace were there. A hollow wind did seem to answer, no. Go seek elsewhere. I did, and going did a rainbow note. Surely, thought I. This is the lace of peace's coat. I will search out the matter. But while I looked, the clouds immediately did break and scatter. Then went I to a garden and did spy a gallant flower. The crown imperial, sure, said I. Peace at the root must dwell. But when I digged, I saw a worm devour what showed so well. At length I met a reverend good old man, whom when for peace I did demand, he thus began. There was a prince of old, at Salem dwelt, who lived with good increase of flock and fold. He sweetly lived, yet sweetness did not save his life from foes. But after death out of his grave, there sprang 12 stalks of wheat, which many wandering it, got some of those to plant and set. It prospered strangely, and did soon disperse through all the earth. For they that taste it do rehearse that virtue lies therein, a secret virtue, bringing peace and mirth by flight of sin. Take of this grain, which in my garden grows, and grows for you. Make bread of it, and that repose and peace, which everywhere, with so much earnestness you do pursue, is only there. Walt Whitman, O son of real peace! Son of real peace! O son of real peace! O hastening light! O free and ecstatic! O what I hear, preparing, warble for! O the sun of the world will ascend, dazzling, and take his height. And you too, O my ideal, will surely ascend. O so amazing and broad up there resplendent, darting and burning. O vision prophetic, staggered ye with weight of light, with pouring glories. O lips of my soul, already becoming powerless. O ample and grand presidentiads! Now the war is over. New history. New heroes. I project you. Visions of poets. Only you really last. Sweep on. Sweep on. O heights too swift and dizzy yet. O purged and luminous. You threaten me more than I can stand. I must not venture, the ground under my feet menaces me, it will not support me. O future too immense, O present, I return, while yet I may, to you. Emily Dickinson, I many times thought peace had come. I many times thought peace had come. When peace was far away. As wrecked men deem they sight the land at center of the sea, and struggle slacker but to prove as hopelessly as I. How many the fictitious shores before the harbor be? W. B. Yeats, Peace. Ah, that time could touch a form that could show what Homer's age bred to be a hero's wage. Were not all her life but storm? Would not painters paint a form of such noble lines, I said. Such a delicate high head. All that sternness amid charm. All that sweetness amid strength? Ah, but peace that comes at length came when time had touched her form. William Carlos Williams, Peace on Earth. The archer is wake. The swan is flying. Gold against blue. An arrow is lying. There is hunting in heaven. Sleep safe till tomorrow. The bears are abroad. The eagle is screaming. Gold against blue. Their eyes are gleaming. Sleep. Sleep safe till tomorrow. The sisters lie. With their arms intertwining. Gold against blue. Their hair is shining. The serpent writhes. Orion is listening. Gold against blue. His sword is glistening. Sleep. There is hunting in heaven. Sleep safe till tomorrow. Sarah Teasdale, Peace. Peace flows into me. As the tide to the pool by the shore. It is mine forevermore. It will not ebb like the sea. I am the pool of blue. That worships the vivid sky. My hopes were heaven high. They are all fulfilled in you. I am the pool of gold. When sunset burns and dies. You are my deepening skies. Give me your stars to hold. Peace, Maxwell Sebastian Burchett. Wars and rumors of war. It is said will be forevermore. If that is the fate of mankind. What are we to do? How can we find a time of peace, harmony too? First could be to find a way somehow to stop wars raging now. Not so easily done, of course. Only when victory is forsaken. No hope for winning by force. But then war still goes on. And on and on. No end, more impasse. No peace possible. No end in sight. No peace, for all, lives lost. Echoing through time's corridor. If this is humanity's eternal plight, what path can we pursue? To discover a respite. A time of peace, harmonious and true? First, we must seek a means to quell the strife. To halt the battle's rife. Yet, it is not an easy feat. For victory's allure is great. Anything else seen as defeat. One war ends, but sets the stage for another. Legacies that doom lasting peace. One war making enemies for as long a memories last. Legacies of hate for lives lost. If cause of one war endures. Strife and conflict the next war assures. Ambitions of rulers and kings. Seeking glory and lands. Conflicts on beliefs never stopping. Never an age of Aquarius all are seeking. Kingdoms of men and kingdoms of gods. Assure men and armies are at odds. No resolution, no truce. Elusive peace, a distant muse. The cycle continues unabated. Lives shattered, dreams faded. But hope must endure through darkness. In hearts of the weary, yearnings for peace live. Can peace and tyranny coexist? There comes a time to resist. Not peace at any cost. For the oppressed, peace is already lost. Good must act early in the right. To stop evil growing to greater might. Best war is stopped before it starts. But for wars already raging, thinking must be of finding an ending. That is not the gateway to the road of ongoing chapters to new battles. Adding hope to the book of life, not death. Peace, Eleanor Agnes Lee. Suddenly bells and flags. Suddenly door to door. Tidings. Can we believe? We, who were used to war. Yet we have dreamed her face. Knowing her light must be. Knowing that she must come. Look, she comes, it is she. Tattered her raiment floats. Blood is upon her wings. Ah, but her eyes are clear. Ah, but her voice outrageous. Soon where the shrapnel fell. Petals shall wake and stir. Look, she is here, she lives. Beauty has died for her. Peace, Bernadette Maria Francia. We all strive for her peace. But sometimes it is a daunting task. Because we may not understand what peace really means. There is a huge difference between peacefulness and silence. People say that we can only find Peace with God. But I see struggles, confusion, and fear. Where does peace exist? The world is full of people striving for power, money, and true love. But where is the peace? There are 24 hours in a day, and time passes by quickly. Every minute and second of our lives is precious. Have you ever wondered where time finds peace? Don't tell me, the night is still young, because I tell you, you wasted your time. Peace is freedom. Peace, Danielle Cristiano. Another rainy day. Woke up this morning feeling the same way. I feel as though I haven't smiled in days. People asking me if I'm okay. The thing is, it's hard for me to explain. I hate this life I'm living, I hate me. I have nothing to live for these days. Crying all the time, I feel like a waste of space. I cut myself to see how much I can bleed. The pain from that is such a high to me. Drink a bottle of vodka straight. Slice my arms, move on to my legs. Sit and watch the blood pour out. Trying not to scream. Numbing the thoughts in my head. No one listens to me. I told you I wasn't happy. I told you I needed space. You all just laughed and said I was crazy. Well, so long for now. Till we meet again one day. Sweet dreams, cruel world. I make my peace today. Peace, Rupert Brooke. Now, God be thanked who has watched us with his hour. And caught our youth, and wakened us from sleeping. With hand made sure, clear eye, and sharpened power. To turn, as swimmers into cleanness leaping. Glad from a world grown old and cold and weary. Leave the sick hearts that honor could not move. And half men, and their dirty songs and dreary. And all the little emptiness of love. Oh! We, who have known shame, we have found release there. Where there's no ill, no grief, but sleep has mending. Not broken save this body, lost but breath. Nothing to shake the laughing heart's long peace there. But only agony, and that has ending. And the worst friend and enemy is but death. Peace, Black Angel Evo. Foreign languages. Twisted tongues. Different nations. So much hate. Put down the guns. No need for war. Only spread love. Put down the weapons. Put peace above. Peace, Sir Henry Newbolt. War. No more to watch by night's eternal shore. With England's chivalry at dawn to ride. No more defeat, faith, victorio. No more. A cause on earth for which we might have died. Peace, Sanvi Prasad. Life. Near the sea sitting alone. Thinking. Never be in a hurry, do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. There is peace even in the storm. Peace is its own reward. Do not let the behavior of others destroys your inner peace. Peace, Edgar Albert Guest. A man must earn his hour of peace. Must pay for it with hours of strife and care. Must win by toil the evening's sweet release. The rest that may be portioned for his share. The idler never knows it, never can. Peace is the glory ever of a man. A man must win contentment for his soul. Must battle for it bravely day by day. The peace he seeks is not a nearby goal. To claim it he must tread a rugged way. The shirker never knows a tranquil breast. Peace but rewards the man who does his best. Peace, Wallace Dean Law Benny. Peace is a calm, a cool retreat. The harmony of bliss. Tranquility from fear and strife. Concord sealed with a kiss. Peace, Gerard Manley Hopkins. When will you ever, peace, wildwood dove, shy wings shut? You're round me roaming end, and under be my boughs? When, peace, will you, peace? I'll not play hypocrite. To own my heart, I yield you do come sometimes, but that piecemeal peace is poor peace. What pure peace allows? Alarms of wars, the daunting wars, the death of it. Oh surely, reaving peace, my lord should leave in lieu some good. And so he does leave patience exquisite, that blooms to peace thereafter. And when peace here does house, he comes with work to do, he does not come to coo. He comes to brood and sit. Chapter 2. Peace Poems 2. Patrick Kavanagh, Peace. And sometimes I am sorry when the grass is growing over the stones in quiet hollows, and the cock's foot leans across the rutted cart paths, that I am not the voice of country fellows, who now are standing by some headland talking of turnips and potatoes or young corn, of turf banks stripped for victory. Here peace is still hawking his coloured combs and scarves and beads of horn. Upon a headland by a whinny hedge, a hare sits looking down a leaf-lapped furrow. There's an old plough upside down on a weedy ridge, and someone is shouldering home a saddle harrow. Out of that childhood country what fools climb to fight with tyrants love and life and time? Wendell Berry, The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars, waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and am free. John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion, too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Alfred Noyes on the Western Front. We, who lie here, have nothing more to pray. To all your praises we are deaf and blind. We may not ever know if you betray our hope, to make earth better for mankind. Maya Angelou, the rock cries out to us today. Each of you a bordered country, delicate and strangely made proud, yet thrusting perpetually under siege. Your armed struggles for profit have left collars of waste upon my shore, currents of debris upon my breast. Yet, today I call you to my riverside. If you will study war no more, come, clad in peace, and I will sing the songs the Creator gave to me when I and the tree and stone were one. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, and in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong, and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then from each black, accursed mouth, the cannon thundered in the south, and with the sound, the carols drowned, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. It was as if an earthquake rent the hearthstones of a continent, and made forlorn the households born. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, The Peace Pipe. O my children, my poor children, listen to the words of wisdom. Listen to the words of warning, from the lips of the Great Spirit, from the Master of Life, who made you. I have given you lands to hunt in. I have given you streams to fish in. I have given you bear and bison. I have given you roe and reindeer. I have given you brant and beaver. Filled the marshes full of wild fowl. Filled the rivers full of fishes. Why then are you not contented? Why then will you hunt each other? I am weary of your quarrels. Weary of your wars and bloodshed. Weary of your prayers for vengeance. Of your wranglings and dissensions. All your strength is in your union. All your danger is in discord. Therefore be at peace henceforward, and as brothers live together. Wendell Berry, The Peace of Wild Things. When despair grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. Emily Dickinson. I many times thought peace had come. I many times thought peace had come, when peace was far away. As wrecked men deem they sight the land, at center of the sea, and struggle slacker but to prove, as hopelessly as I, how many the fictitious shores, before the harbor be, rub in dryneth to goer, peace, my heart. Peace, my heart, let the time for the parting be sweet. Let it not be a death but completeness. Let love melt into memory and pain, into songs. Let the flight through the sky end in the folding of the wings over the nest. Let the last touch of your hands be gentle like the flower of the night. Stand still, O beautiful end, for a moment, and say your last words in silence. I bow to you and hold up my lamp to light you on your way. Sarah Flower Adams. Part in peace, is day before us? One part in peace. The day before us. Praises sing for life and light. Are the shadows lengthening o'er us? Bless God's care who guards the night. Two part in peace. With deep thanksgiving, rendering as we homeward tread, love and service to the living, gentle memory to the dead. Three part in peace. Our voices raising, in God's presence always be. This the worship and the praising, bringing peace to you and me. Peace by Henry Vaughan. My soul, there is a country, far beyond the stars, where stands a winged sentry, all skillful in the wars. There above the noise and danger, sweet peace sits crowned with smiles, and one born in a manger commands the beauteous files. He is thy gracious friend, and O my soul awake, did in pure love descend, to die here for thy sake. If thou canst get but thither, there grows the flower of peace, the rose that cannot wither, thy fortress and thy ease. Leave then thy foolish ranges, for none can thee secure, but one, who never changes, thy God, thy life, thy cure. The White Peace by Fiona MacLeod, William Sharp. It lies not on the sunlit hill, nor on the sunlit plain, nor ever on any running stream, nor on the unclouded main, but sometimes, through the soul of man, slow moving o'er his pain. The moonlight of a perfect peace floods heart and brain. Calm on the bosom of thy God by Felicia Dorothea Hemans. Calm on the bosom of thy God, fair spirit, rest thee now, e'en while with ours thy footsteps trode. His seal was on thy brow. Dust, to its narrow house beneath. Soul, to its place on high. They that have seen thy look in death, no more may fear to die. Peace by Alfred Lichtenstein. In weary circles a sick fish hovers, in a pond surrounded by grass. A tree leans against the sky burned and bent. Yes, the family sits at a large table, where they peck with their forks from the plates. Gradually they become sleepy, heavy, and silent. The sun licks the ground with its hot, poisonous, voracious mouth, like a dog a filthy enemy. Bums suddenly collapse without a trace. A coachman looks with concern at a nag, which, torn open, cries in the gutter. Three children stand around in silence. Chapter 3. Peace Poems 3. Peace by Jean Blewett. Unbroken peace, I ween, is sweeter far than reconciliation. Love's red scar, though salved with kiss of penitence, and tears, remains, full oft, unhealed through all the years. Chaotic Peace by Caroline Dudley. I think of nothing. My mind leaps from mountain to mountain. The drifts upon calm water. I hear nothing. Only the waves and the winds, violent and caressing. I feel nothing. My blood runs under my skin, like a forest fire underground. Peace by Henry John Newbolt. No more to watch by night's eternal shore, with England's chivalry at dawn to ride. No more defeat, faith, victory oh! No more a cause on earth for which we might have died. The Price of Peace by Henry van Dyke. Peace without justice is a low estate, a coward cringing to an iron fate. But peace through justice is the great ideal. Well pay the price of war to make it real. The Ghost by Walter de la Mare. Peace in thy hands, peace in thine eyes, peace on thy brow, flower of a moment in the eternal hour. Peace with me now. Not a wave breaks, not a bird calls. My heart, like a sea, silent after a storm that hath died, sleeps within me. All the night's dews, all the world's leaves, all winter's snow, seem with their quiet to have stilled in life's dream. All sorrowing now. The Lake Isle of Innisfree by William Butler Yeats. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the beloud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway, or on the pavements grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Peace by John Clare. I seek for peace, I care not where 'tis found, on this route seen in briars and brambles dressed. If peace dwells here, 'tis consecrated ground, and owns the power to give my bosom rest, to soothe the rankling of each bitter wound, galled by rude envy's adder-biting jest, and worldly strife. Ah, I am looking round for peace's hermitage, can it be found? Surely that breeze that o'er the blue wave curled, did whisper soft, thy wanderings here are blessed. How different from the language of the world! Nor jeers nor taunts in this still spot are given. Its calm's a balsam to a soul dist rest. And, where peace smiles, a wilderness is heaven. Peace by Gerard Manley Hopkins. When will you ever, peace, wildwood of, shy wings shut, your round me roaming end, and under be my boughs? When, peace, will you, peace? I'll not play hypocrite. To own my heart, I yield you do come sometimes, but that piecemeal peace is poor peace. What pure peace allows? Alarms of wars, the daunting wars, the death of it. Oh surely, reaving peace, my lord should leave in lieu some good. And so he does leave patience exquisite, that plumes to peace thereafter. And when peace here does house, he comes with work to do, he does not come to coo. He comes to brood and sit. A Plea to Peace by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. When mighty issues loom before us, all the petty great men of the day seem small, like pygmies standing in a blaze of light, before some grim majestic mountain height. War, with its bloody and impartial hand, reveals the hidden weakness of a land, uncrowns the heroes trusting peace has made, of men whose honor is a thing of trade, and turns the searchlight full on many a place, where proud conventions long have masked disgrace. O lovely peace! As thou art fair, be wise. Demand great men, and great men shall arise to do thy bidding, even as warriors come, swift at the call of bugle and of drum, so at the voice of peace, imperative. As bugles call, shall heroes spring to live, for country and for thee. In every land, in every age, men are what times demand. Demand the best, O peace, and teach thy sons. They need not rush in front of death-charged guns, with murder in their hearts to prove their worth. The grandest heroes who have graced the earth were love-filled souls who did not seek the fray, but chose the safe, hard, high, and lonely way of selfless labor for a suffering world. Beneath our glorious flag again unfurled, in victory such heroes wait to be called into bloodless action, peace, by thee. Be thou insistent in thy stern demand, and wise, great men shall rise up in the land. Michael Robarts bids his beloved be at peace by William Butler Yeats. I hear the shadowy horses, their long manes a shake, their hoofs heavy with tumult, their eyes glimmering white. The north unfolds above them clinging, creeping night. The east her hidden joy before the morning break. The west weeps in pale dew and sighs passing away. The south is pouring down roses of crimson fire. O vanity of sleep, hope, dream, endless desire! The horses of disaster plunge in the heavy clay. Beloved, let your eyes half close, and your heart beat over my heart, and your hair fall over my breast. Drowning love's lonely hour in deep twilight of rest, and hiding their tossing manes and their tumultuous feet. Give us love and give us peace. By Jean Ingelow. One morning, oh, so early, my beloved, all the birds were singing blithely, as if never they would cease. 'Twas a thrush sang in my garden, hear the story, hear the story. And the lark sang, give us glory. And the dove said, give us peace. Then I listened, oh, so early, my beloved, to that murmur from the woodland of the dove, my dear, the dove. When the nightingale came after, give us fame to sweeten duty. When the wren sang, give us beauty, she made answer, give us love. Sweet is spring, and sweet the morning, my beloved, Now for us doth spring, doth morning, wait upon the year's increase. And my prayer goes up, oh, give us, crowned in youth with marriage glory. Give for all our lives dear story. Give us love, and give us peace. The Peace of God by John Mason. The world can neither give nor take, nor can they comprehend the peace of God which Christ has bought, the peace which knows no end. The burning bush was not consumed, whilst God remained there. The three, when Jesus made the fourth, found fire as soft as air. God's furnace doth in Zion stand, but Zion's God sits by, as the refiner views his gold with an observant eye. His thoughts are high, his love is wise, his wounds a cure intend. And though he does not always smile, he loves unto the end. Peace After a Storm by William Cooper. When darkness long has veiled my mind, and smiling day once more appears, then, my Redeemer, then I find the folly of my doubts and fears. Straight I upbraid my wandering heart, and blush that I should ever be thus prone to act so base a part, or harbour one hard thought of thee. Oh! Let me then at length be taught what I am still so slow to learn, that God is love, and changes not, nor knows the shadow of a turn. Sweet truth, and easy to repeat. But, when my faith is sharply tried, I find myself a learner yet, unskilful, weak, and apt to slide. But, O my Lord, one look from thee subdues the disobedient will, drives doubt and discontent away, and thy rebellious worm is still. Thou art as ready to forgive as I am ready to repine. Thou, therefore, all the praise receive. Be shame and self-abhorrence mine. Peace by Rose Hawthorne Lathrop. An angel spoke with me, and lo, he hoarded my falling tears to cheer a flower's face. For, so it seems, in all the heavenly space, a wasted grief was never yet recorded. Victorious calm those holy tones afforded unto my soul, whose outcry, in disgrace, changed to low music, leading to the place where, though well armed, with feudal end awarded, my past lay dead. Wars are of earth, he cried. Endurance only breathes immortal air. Courage eternal, by a world defied, still wears the front of patience, smooth and fair? Are wars so futile, and is courage peace? Take, then, my soul, thus gently thy release. Peace. It is I by Anonymous. Fierce was the wild billow. Dark was the night. Oars laboured heavily. Foam glimmered white. Trembled the mariners. Peril was nigh. Then said the God of God. Peace. It is I. Ridge of the mountain wave. Lower thy crest. Whale of Euroclydon. Be thou at rest. Sorrow can never be. Darkness must fly. Where saith the light of light? Peace. It is I. Jesus, Deliverer. Come thou to me. Soothe thou my voyaging. Over live sea. Thou, when the storm of death roars sweeping by. Whisper, O truth of truth. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8 by Solomon. To everything there is a season. And a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. Peace be around thee. Scotch Air, by Thomas Moore. Peace be around thee, wherever thou rovest. May life be for thee one summer's day. And all that thou wishest and all that thou lovest come smiling around thy sunny way. If sorrow ere this calm should break, may even thy tears pass off so lightly. Like spring showers, they'll only make the smiles that follow shine more brightly. May time who sheds his blight o'er all, and daily dooms some joy to death, o'er thee let years so gently fall, they shall not crush one flower beneath. As half in shade and half in sun, this world along its path advances. May that side the sun's upon be all that ear shall meet thy glances. Peace, Perfect Peace by Edward Henry Bickersteth. Peace, perfect peace, in this dark world of sin? The blood of Jesus whispers peace within. Peace, perfect peace, by thronging duties pressed to do the will of Jesus, this is rest. Peace, perfect peace, with sorrows surging round? On Jesus' bosom naught but calm is found. Peace, perfect peace, with loved ones far away? In Jesus' keeping we are safe and they. Peace, perfect peace, our future all unknown? Jesus we know, and He is on the throne. Peace, perfect peace, death shadowing us and ours? Jesus has vanquished death and all its powers. It is enough, earth's struggles soon shall cease. And Jesus call us to heaven's perfect peace. Tranquility by Edward Rowland Sill. Weary, and marred with care and pain, and bruising days, the human brain draws wounded inward, it might be some delicate creature of the sea, that, shuddering, shrinks its lucent dome, and coils its azure tendrils home, and folds its filmy curtains tight. At jarring contact, ear so light, but let it float away all free, and feel the buoyant, supple sea among its tinted streamers swell. Again it spreads its gauzy wings, and, waving its wan fringes, swings with rhythmic pulse its crystal bell. So let the mind, with care ere wrought, float down the tranquil tides of thought, calm visions of unending years, beyond this little moment's fears, of boundless regions far from where the girdle of the azure air binds to the earth the prisoned mind. Set free the fancy, let it find beyond our world a vaster place. to thrill and vibrate out through space. As some auroral banner streams up through the night in pulsing gleams, and floats and flashes o'er our dreams. There let the whirling planet fall, down down, till but a glimmering ball, a misty star, and dwindled so. There is no room for care, or woe, or wish, apart from that one will, that doth the worlds with music fill. Divine Image by William Blake. To mercy, pity, peace, and love, all pray in their distress, and to these virtues of delight, return their thankfulness. For mercy, pity, peace, and love, is God our Father dear, and mercy, pity, peace, and love, is man, his child and care. For mercy has a human heart, pity, a human face, and love, the human form divine, and peace, the human dress. Then every man, of every clime, that prays in his distress, prays to the human form divine. Love, mercy, pity, peace, and all must love the human form. In heathen, Turk, or Jew, where mercy, love, and pity dwell, there God is dwelling too. Peace, a study by Charles Stewart Calverley. He stood, a worn-out city clerk, woed told, and seen no holiday, for 40 years from dawn to dark, alone beside Carmarthen Bay. He felt the salt spray on his lips, heard children's voices on the sands. Up the sun's path he saw the ships sail on and on to other lands, and laughed aloud. Each sight and sound to him was joy too deep for tears. He sat him on the beach, and bound a blue bandana round his ears, and thought how, posted near his door, his own green door on Camden Hill, 2 bands at least, most likely more, were mingling at their own sweet will, Verdi with Vance. And at the thought, he laughed again, and softly drew that Morning Herald that had bought forth from his breast, and read it through. New York Harbor on a calm day by Park Benjamin. Is this a painting? Are those pictured clouds, which on the sky so movelessly repose? Has some rare artist fashioned forth the shrouds of yonder vessel? Are these imaged shows of outline, figure, form, or is there life? Life with 1,000 pulses in the scene we gaze upon? Those towering banks between, ere tossed these billows into tumultuous strife? Billows, there's not a wave. The waters spread one broad, unbroken mirror. All around is hushed to silence, silence so profound, that a bird's carol, or an arrow sped into the distance, would, like larum bell, jar the deep stillness and dissolve the spell. Calm is the fragrant air by William Wordsworth. Calm is the fragrant air, and loath to lose day's grateful warmth, though moist with falling dews. Look for the stars, you'll say that there are none. Look up a second time, and, one by one, you mark them twinkling out with silvery light, and wonder how they could elude the sight. The birds, of late so noisy in their bowers, warbled a while with faint and fainter powers, but now are silent as the dim-seen flowers. Nor does the village church clock's iron tone the times and seasons influence disown. 9 beats distinctly to each other bound, in drowsy sequence, how unlike the sound that, in rough winter, oft inflicts a fear on fireside listeners, doubting what they hear. The shepherd, bent on rising with the sun, had closed his door before the day was done, and now with thankful heart to bed doth creep, and joins his little children in their sleep. The bat, lured forth where trees the lane o'ers hade, flits and reflits along the close arcade. The busy doorhawk chases the white moth with burring note, which industry and sloth might both be pleased with, for it suits them both. A stream is heard, I see it not, but know by its soft music whence the waters flow. Wheels and the tread of hoofs are heard no more. One boat there was, but it will touch the shore with the next dipping of its slackened oar. Faint sound, that, for the gayest of the gay, might give to serious thought a moment's sway, as a last token of man's toilsome day. The Plains of Peace by Olivia Ward Bush Banks. Again my fancy takes its flight, and soars away on thoughtful wing. Again my soul thrills with delight, and this the fancied theme, I sing. From earthly scenes awhile, I find release, and dwell upon the restful plains of peace. The plains of peace are passing fair, where naught disturbs and naught can harm. I find no sorrow, woe, or care. These all are lost in perfect calm. Bright are the joys, and pleasures never cease, for those who dwell on the plains of peace. No scorching sun or blighting storm, no burning sand or desert drear, no fell disease or wasting form, to mar the glowing beauty here. Decay and ruin ever must decrease, here on the fertile, healthful plains of peace. What rare companionship I find! What hours of social joy I spend! What restfulness pervades my mind! Communing with congenial friend, true happiness seems ever to increase, while dwelling here upon the plains of peace. Ambitions too, are realized, and that which I have sought on earth, I find at last idealized. My longings ripen into worth, my fondest hopes no longer fear to cease, but bloom forth brightly on the plains of peace. 'Tis by my fancy, yet 'tis true, that somewhere having done with earth, we shall another course pursue, according to our aim or worth. Our souls from mortal things must find release, and dwell immortal on the plains of peace. Peace, Perfect Peace by Jennings Carmichael. Peace, perfect peace, the slow-sung music swings, and fills the church as if with seraph wings. Peace, perfect peace, our suppliant voices rise, with all the soul's deep anguish in the cries. O peace! O perfect peace! Descend be ours, and bless for us these sacred Sabbath hours. Peace, perfect peace, the cadence sinks and swells, from every singing heart the music wells. Rapt lifted faces soften to the strain, and eyes grow wistful with mysterious pain. Peace, perfect peace! Oh that the soul might rest, forever hushed on the eternal breast. No morrow hopes or fears to shake repose, no grief to mourn for and no grave to close. O peace, O perfect peace, descend be ours. Peace, perfect peace! Thou givest me peace today. This weight of striving days I cast away. My shut soul like a blossom falls apart, and thou dost color all its breaking heart. O God of peace! O perfect peace! Be ours. Composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3, 1802 by William Wordsworth. Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by a sight so touching in its majesty. This city now doth, like a garment, wear the beauty of the morning, silent, bare. Ships, towers, domes, theatres, and temples lie open unto the fields, and to the sky, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air. Never did sun more beautifully steep in his first splendor, valley, rock, or hill. Near saw I, never felt, a calm so deep. The river glideth at his own sweet will. Dear God! The very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still. Chapter 4. Peace Poems 4. Quiet by Wilfred Wilson Gibson. Only the footprints of the partridge run over the billowy drifts on the mountain side, and now on level wings the brown birds glide, following the snowy curves, and in the sun, bright birds of gold above the stainless white. They move, and as the pale blue shadows move, with them my heart glides on in golden flight, over the hills of quiet to my love. Storm shaken, racked with terror through the long, tempestuous night, in the quiet blue of morn, love drinks the crystal airs, and peace newborn, Within his troubled heart, on wings aglow, soars into rapture, as from the quiet snow, the golden birds, and out of silence, song. How it fell calm on summer night. By James Barron Hope. My lattice rest was calm and deep. She had been gazing at the moon, and thus it chanced she fell asleep. One balmy night in June, freebooter wines stole richest smells from roses bursting in the gloom, and rifled half-blown daffodils, and lilies of perfume. These dainty robbers of the south found beauty sunk in deep repose, and seized upon her crimson mouth, thinking her lips a rose. The wooing wines made love full fast. To rouse her up in vain they tried. They kissed and kissed her, till, at last, in ecstasy they died. Peace, peace to him that's gone. By Thomas Moore. When I am dead, then lay my head in some lone, distant dell, where voices near shall stir the air, or break its silent spell. If any sound be heard around, let the sweet bird alone, that weeps in song, sing all night long. Peace, peace, to him that's gone. Yet, oh, were mine one sigh of thine, one pitying word from thee, like gleams of heaven, to sinners given, would be that word to me. How unblessed my shade would rest, while listening to that tone. Enough 'twould be to hear from thee. Peace, peace, to him that gone. Peace by Rupert Brooke. Now, God be thanked who has matched us with his hour, and caught our youth, and wakened us from sleeping, with hand made sure, clear eye, and sharpened power, to turn, as swimmers into cleanness leaping, glad from a world grown old and cold and weary. Leave the sick hearts that honor could not move, and half men, and their dirty songs and dreary, and all the little emptiness of love. Peace by Emma Lazarus. The calm outgoing of a long, rich day, checkered with storm and sunshine, gloom and light, now passing in pure, cloudless skies away, withdrawing into silence of blank night. Thick shadows settle on the landscape bright, like the weird cloud of death that falls apace on the still features of the passive face, soothing and gentle as a mother's kiss, the touch that stopped the beating of the heart. A look so blissfully serene as this, not all the joy of living could impart. With dauntless faith and courage therewithal, the Master found her ready at his call. On such a golden evening forth there floats, between the grave earth and the glowing sky, in the clear air, unvexed with hazy motes, the mystic winged and flickering butterfly, a human soul, that drifts at liberty. Ah! Who can tell to what strange paradise, to what undreamed of fields and lofty skies? Dirge by William Lyle Bowles. Peace, oh! Peace, be to the shade of him who here in earth is laid. Saints and spirits of the blessed, look upon his bed of rest. Forgive his sins, propitious be. Dona pacem, Domini. Dona pacem, Domini. When, from yonder window's height, the moonbeams on the floor are bright, sounds of viewless harps shall die, sounds of heaven's own harmony, by the spirits of the brave, who died the land they loved to save, by the soldier's faint farewell, by freedom's blessing, where he fell, by a nation's mingled moan, by liberty's expiring groan, by the saints, to whom 'tis given to bear that parting groan to heaven. To his shade propitious be. The Peace Angel by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Angel of peace, the hounds of war, unleashed, are all abroad, and war's foul trade again is made. Man's leading aim in life, blood dyes the billow and the sod. The very wines are rife with tales of slaughter. Angel, pray, what can we do or think or say in times like these? Child, think of God before this little speck in space. Called earth with light was shod. Great chains and tiers of splendid spheres were fashioned by his hand. Be thine the part to love and laud, nor seek to understand. Go lift thine eyes from death-charged guns to one who made a billion suns. And trust and wait. Child, dwell on God. Peace. What do tears avail? By Barry Cornwall. Peace. What do tears avail? She lies all dumb and pale, and from her eye the spirit of lovely life is fading, and she must die. Why looks the lover wroth, the friend upbraiding? Reply, reply. Hath she not dwelt too long midst pain and grief and wrong? Then, why not die? Why suffer again her doom of sorrow and hopeless lie? Why nurse the trembling dream until tomorrow? Death, take her to thine arms, in all her stainless charms, and with her fly to heavenly haunts, where, clad in brightness, the angels lie. Wilt bear her there, O Death, in all her whiteness? Peace by Robert Bloomfield. Halt! Ye legions, sheath your steel. Blood grows precious, shed no more. Cease your toils, your wounds to heal. Lo! Beams of mercy reach the shore. From realms of everlasting light, the favoured guest of heaven is come. Prostrate your banners at the sight, and bear the glorious tidings home. The plunging corpse with half-closed eyes no more shall stain unconscious brine. Yon pendant gay, that streaming flies, around its idle staff shall twine. Behold! Along ethereal sky, her beams o'er conquering navies spread. Peace! Peace! The leaping sailors cry, with shouts that might arouse the dead. Then forth Britannia's thunder pours, a vast reiterated sound. From line to line the cannon roars, and spreads the blazing joy around. Return, ye brave! Your country calls. Return, return, your task is done. While here the tear of transport falls, to grace your laurels nobly won. Albion cliffs from age to age, that bear the roaring storms of heaven. Did ever fiercer warfare rage? Was ever peace more timely given? Wake! Sounds of joy, rouse, generous isle. Let every patriot bosom glow. Beauty, resume thy wonted smile. And, poverty, thy cheerful brow. Boast, Britain, of thy glorious guests. Peace, wealth, and commerce, all thine own. Still on contented labour rests the basis of a lasting throne. Shout, poverty! 'Tis heaven that saves. Protected wealth, the chorus raise. Ruler of war, of winds and waves, accept a prostrate nation's praise. Peace by Ronald Ross. Now slowly sinks the day-long labouring sun behind the tranquil trees and old church tower, and we who watch him know our day is done. For us too comes the evening and the hour. The sunbeams slanting through those ancient trees, the sunlit lichens burning on the byre, the lark descending, and the homing bees proclaim the sweet relief all things desire. Golden the river brims beneath the west, and holy peace to all the world is given. The songless stock dove preens her ruddied breast, the blue smoke windeth like a prayer to heaven. O old, old England, land of golden peace! Thy fields are spun with gossameres of gold, and golden garners gather thy increase, and plenty crowns thy loveliness untold. By sunlight or by starlight ever thou art excellent in beauty manifold. The still star victory ever gems thy brow. Age cannot age thee, ages make thee old. Thy beauty brightens with the evening sun, across the long lit meads and distant spire. So sleep thou well like is thy labour done. Rest in thy glory as he rests in fire. But even in this hour of soft repose, a gentle sadness chides us like a friend. The sorrow of the joy that overflows, the burden of the beauty that must end. And from the fading sunset comes a cry. And in the twilight voids wailing past. Like wild swans calling, when we rest we die. And woe to them that linger and are last. And as the sun sinks, sudden in heaven new born, there shines an armed angel like a star, who cries above the darkling world in scorn. God comes to judgment. Learn ye what ye are. From fire to umber fades the sunset gold. From umber into silver and twilight, the infant flowers their orisons have told, and turn together folded for the night. The garden urns are black against the eve. The white moth flitters through the fragrant glooms. How beautiful the heavens, but yet we grieve, and wander restless from the lighted rooms. For through the world tonight a murmur thrills, as at some newborn prodigy of time. Peace dies like twilight bleeding on the hills, and darkness creeps to hide the hateful crime. The Death of Peace by Ronald Ross. Art thou no more, O maiden heaven born? O peace, bright angel of the windless morn, who comest down to bless our furrowed fields, or stand like beauty smiling mid the corn, mistress of mirth and ease and summer dreams, who lingerest among the woods and streams, to help us heap the harvest neath the moon, and homeward laughing lead the lumbering teams, who teachest to our children thy wise lore, who keepest full the goodman's golden store, who crownest life with plenty, death with flowers. Peace, queen of kindness but of earth, no more. Not thine but ours the fault, thy care was vain. For this that we have done be ours the pain. Thou gavest much, as he who gave us all, and as we slew him for it thou art slain. Heaven left to men the moulding of their fate, to live as wolves or pile the pillared state, like boars and bears to grunt and growl in mire, or dwell aloft, effulgent gods, elate. Thou liftedst us, we slew and with thee fell. From golden thrones of wisdom weeping fell. Fate rends the chaplets from our feeble brows. The spires of heaven fade in fogs of hell. She faints, she falls, her dying eyes are dim. Her fingers play with those bright buds she bore, to please us, but that she can bring no more. And dying yet she smiles as Christ on him, who slew him slain. Her eyes so beauteous are lit with tears shed not for herself but us, the gentle beings of the hearth and home, the lovely dryads of her aisled woods, the angels that do dwell in solitudes, where she dwelleth, and joyous spirits that roam, to bless her bleeding flocks and fruitful lands, are gathered there to weep, and kiss her dying hands. Look, look, they cry, she is not dead, she breathes. And we have staunched the damned wound and deep, the cavern carven wound. She doth but sleep, and will awake. Bring wine, and new wound wreaths, wherewith to crown awaking her dear head, and make her queen again but no, for peace was dead. And then there came black lords, and dwarfs obscene, with lavish tongues, and trolls, and treacherous things, like loose-lipped counsellors and cruel kings, who sharpen lies and daggers subterrene, and flashed their evil eyes and weeping cried, we ruled the world for peace. By her own hand she died. In secret he made sharp the bitter blade, and poisoned it with bane of lies and drew, and stabbed O God. The cruel cripple slew, and cowards fled or lent him trembling aid. She fell and died in all the tale of time, the direst deed ere done, the most accursed crime. By War and Peace by Detlev von Lilienkron. Mid flower beds I chanced to stand, and gazed upon a gorgeous land, that blooming wide before me lay, beneath the harvest sun's hot ray, and in the apple tree's fair shade. My host and I together stayed, and listened to a nightingale, and peace was over hill and dale. There whizzed, the distant rails along, a train that brought a happy throng. What magic! And besides it bore, of blessed goods a heavy store. But once I saw the iron track, destroyed and torn for miles. Alack! And here where flowers now abound, was then a barren, stirred up ground. A summer morn was glowing bright. Like this one, down from every height. With bag and knapsack all day long. From ambuscades there poured a throng. Prepared to storm, a dazzling sea. The army of the enemy. I stood as though of iron cast. Upon my sabre leaning, fast. With lips apart and open-eyed. Into the mouth of hell I spied. Quick fire! Stand still! Now they are there! High waves the flag through smoky air. And up and down go men in rows. And many sink in deadly throes. Now someone stabs me as I fall. Stabs hard, I have no strength at all. Before, beneath me, round about. A frightful struggle, rage, and rout. And o'er this tangle wild, in fear, I see a shying war horse rear. The hoof I see like lightning whir. The clotted scar from pricking spur. The girth, the spattered mud, the red of nostrils swelling wide with dread. Between us now with clanging sound. The bombshell bursts its iron bound. A dragon rears, the earth is rent. Down falls the whole wide firmament. They wail and moan, and dust is spread upon the laurels and the dead. Mid flower beds I chanced to stand. That far and wide before me lay. Beneath the peace fan's lulling sway. And in the apple tree's fair shade. And hearkened to the nightingale. And roses bloomed on hill and dale. Peace by Jessie B. Rittenhouse. Suddenly bells and flags. Suddenly door to door. Tidings. Can we believe? We, who were used to war. Yet we have dreamed her face. Knowing her light must be. Knowing that she must come. Look, she comes, it is she. Tattered her raiment floats. Blood is upon her wings. Ah, but her eyes are clear. Ah, but her voice outrageous. Soon where the shrapnel fell. Petals shall wake and stir. Look, she is here, she lives. Beauty has died for her. When there is peace by Austin Dobson. When there is peace our land no more will be the land we knew of yore. Thus do our facile seers foretell. The truth that none can buy or sell. And e'en the wisest must ignore. When we have bled at every pore. Shall we still strive for gear and store? Will it be heaven? Will it be hell? When there is peace. This let us pray for, this implore. That all base dreams thrust out at door. We may in loftier aims excel. And, like men waking from a spell. Grow stronger, nobler, than before. When there is peace. Peace should not come by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Peace should not come along this foul, earth way. Peace should not come, until we cleanse the path. God waited for us, now in awful wrath. He pours the blood of men out day by day. To purify the highroad for her feet. Why, what would peace do, in a world where hearts are filled with thoughts like poison-pointed darts? It were not meet, surely it were not meet. For peace to come, and with her white robes hide. These industries of death, these guns and swords. These uniformed, hate-filled, destructive hordes. These hideous things, that are each nation's pride. So long as men believe in armed might. Let arms be brandished. Let not peace be sought. Until the race heart empties out all thought. Of blows and blood, as arguments for right. The world has never had enough of war. Else war were not. Now let the monster stand. Until he slays himself with his own hand. Though no man knows what he is fighting for. Then in the place where wicked cannons stood. Let peace erect her shrine of brotherhood. O Son of Real Peace by Walt Whitman. O the Son of the World will ascend, dazzling, and take his height, and you too, O my ideal, will surely ascend. O so amazing and broad up there, resplendent, darting and burning. O vision prophetic, staggered with weight of light. With pouring glories. O lips of my soul, already becoming powerless. O ample and grand presidentiads. Now the war, the war is over. New history. New heroes. I project you. Visions of poets. Only you really last. Sweep on. Sweep on. O heights too swift and dizzy yet. O purged and luminous. You threaten me more than I can stand. I must not venture, the ground under my feet menaces me, it will not support me. O future too immense, O present, I return, while yet I may, to you. The Peace Autumn by John Greenleaf Whittier. Thank God for rest, where none molest, and none can make afraid. For peace that sits as plenty's guest, beneath the homestead shade. Bring pike and gun, the sword's red scourge, the Negro's broken chains, and beat them at the blacksmith's forge. To plowshares for our plains, alike henceforth our hills of snow, and vales where cotton flowers. All streams that flow, all winds that blow, are freedom's motive powers. Henceforth to labor's chivalry be knightly honors paid, for nobler than the swords shall be the sickle's accolade. Build up an altar to the Lord, O grateful hearts of ours, and shape it of the greenest sward that ever drank the showers. Lay all the bloom of gardens there, and there the orchard fruits. Bring golden grain from sun and air, from earth her goodly roots. There let our banners droop and flow, the stars uprise and fall. Our roll of martyrs, sad and slow, let sighing breezes call. Their names let hands of horn and tan, and rough-shod feet applaud, who died to make the slave a man, and link with toil reward. There let the common heart keep time to such an anthem sung, as never swelled on poet's rhyme, or thrilled on singer's tongue. Song of our burden and relief, of peace and long annoy, the passion of our mighty grief, and our exceeding joy. A song of praise to him who filled the harvests sown in tears, and gave each field a double yield, to feed our battle years. A song of faith that trusts the end to match the good begun, nor doubts the power of love to blend the hearts of men as one. From War by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Oh, peace, soft peace, art thou forever gone? Is thy fair form indeed forever flown? And love and concord hast thou swept away, as if incongruous with thy parted sway? Alas, I fear thou hast, for none appear now o'er the palsied earth stalks giant Fear, with war, and woe, and terror, in his train. Listening he pauses on the embattled plain, then speeding swiftly o'er the ensanguined heath, has left the frightful work to hell and death. See! Gory ruin yokes his blood-stained car. He scents the battle's carnage from afar. Hell and destruction mark his mad career. He tracks the rapid step of hurrying fear, whilst ruined towns and smoking cities tell that thy work, monarch, is the work of hell. It is thy work, I hear a voice repeat, shakes the broad basis of thy blood-stained seat, and at the orphan's sigh, the widow's moan, totters the fabric of thy guilt-stained throne. It is thy work, O monarch, now the sound, fainter and fainter, yet is borne around. Yet to enthusiast ears the murmurs tell that heaven, indignant at the work of hell, will soon the hated cause remove, which tears from earth peace, innocence, and love. Peace 1815 by John M. Creary. No more the loud tones of the trumpet resound. No more the war bugle's wild notes strike the ear. Our warriors return from the battle renowned, to the bosom of friendship and families dear. Mild peace round her flings balmy sweets from her wings. The welkin with echoes of happiness rings. Come, toast our brave heroes, and swear, this great day, we will hand down in glory till time pass away. The Briton, enraged, had proclaimed, in his pride, to erase the strong fabric our sires had erected, to pollute the fair fane for which millions have died, to destroy freedom's temple, by freemen protected. Boasting loud, O'er the wave come his Wellingtons brave. Ah! Who shall the green tree of liberty save? Mark the eagle of freedom, his banners unfurled. His eye on the sun, while suspense chains the world. From 1,000 ships pouring, his conquerors of France debouch on our plains in the dread pomp of war. Confiding in conquest, they gaily advance. Their deep-mouthed artillery thunders afar. Near Niagara's roar, the parched earth drank their gore. Our heroes their garbs triumphantly wore. Brown, Scott, Gaines, and Ripley their falchions raised high. Their resolve we will conquer, or gloriously die. See, the sons of the West, like a dark cloud of night, with eagerness forth from their deep forests throng. Their death tubes of terror prepared for the fight. Like their own Mississippi, impetuous and strong. 'Tis Jackson who leads them to glorious deeds, where the vaunting invader in agony bleeds. Come, toast then our heroes, we swear this great day. We will hand down, in glory, till time pass away. Returning Peace by William McCarty. Let every age due honours pay, and swell with joy the grateful lay. To hail returning peace. Accept, sweet maid, the votive strain, and bid loud carols fill the plain. Since thou hast loosed the prisoner's chain, and bid war's horrors cease. Of murmuring plaints let age beware. E'en age should smooth the brow of care, nor mourn misfortunes past. Yet cheerful youths of either sex, no more let fear your bosoms vex, or friends or lovers lost perplex. Since peace is come at last, nor fire nor rapine now shall spoil the well-earned fruits of all your toil, or rob your fleecy care. But commerce, on each favouring breeze, shall waft her treasures o'er the seas, whilst rival nations strive to please, and in our friendship share. The soldier, long inured to arms, to marshalled fields and loud alarms, return to love and rest, shall range the corn in even rows, or lop the too luxuriant boughs, or fell the pine with steady blows. In peace and plenty blest, no midnight horrors now shall fright, or boding visions of the night distress the simple swain. But, rising with the morning grey, he times his labours with the day, or journeys, fearless, on his way, and whistles o'er the plain. Now sportive nymphs shall scour the glade, or seek the cool, refreshing shade, their innocence secure. Those are thy gifts, indulgent peace. Oh! May these blessings never cease, but thy wide empire still increase, while nature shall endure. Angela Davis. If they come in the morning, peace is a tattered flag, left waving over a land blown to pieces. Peace is a gentle thing that grows amid the pines, in the hush of evening. Peace is a pock-marked face that floats above the stars. Muriel Rukeyser, poem. I lived in the first century of world wars. Most mornings I would be more or less insane. The newspapers would arrive with their careless stories. The news would pour out of various devices, interrupted by attempts to sell products to the unseen. I would call my friends on other devices. They would be more or less mad for similar reasons. Slowly I would get to pen and paper, make my poems for others unseen and unborn. In the day I would be reminded of those men and women, brave, setting up signals across vast distances, considering a nameless way of living, of almost unimagined values. As the lights darkened, as the lights of night brightened, we would try to imagine them, try to find each other, to construct peace, to make love, to reconcile. Waking with sleeping, ourselves with each other, ourselves with ourselves. We would try by any means to reach the limits of ourselves, to reach beyond ourselves, to let go the means, to wake. I lived in the first century of these wars. William Stafford, Peace Walk. We wondered what our walk should mean. Taking that unmarch quietly, The sun stared at our signs, "Thou shalt not kill." Men by a tavern said, "Those foreigners." To a woman with a fur, who turned away. Like an elevator going down, there look at us. Along a curb, their signs lined across. A picket line stopped and stared. The whole width of the street, at ours, unfair. Above our heads the sound truck blared. By the park, under the autumn trees. It said that love could fill the atmosphere. Occur, slow the other fall out, unseen. On islands everywhere fall out, falling. Unheard. We held our poster up to shade our eyes. At the end we just walked away. No one was there to tell us where to leave the signs. Denise Levertov, making peace. A voice from the dark called out. The poets must give us imagination of peace, to oust the intense, familiar. Imagination of disaster. Peace, not only the absence of war, but peace, like a poem, is not there ahead of itself. Can't be imagined before it is made. Can't be known except in the words of its making. Grammar of justice. Syntax of mutual aid. A feeling towards it. Dimly sensing a rhythm, is all we have. Until we begin to utter its metaphors. Learning them as we speak. A line of peace might appear. If we restructured the sentence our lives are making. Revoked its reaffirmation of profit and power. Questioned our needs, aloud. Long pauses. A cadence of peace might balance its weight. On that different fulcrum, peace, a presence. An energy field more intense than war. Might pulse then. Stanza by stanza into the world. Each act of living. One of its words, each word. A vibration of light facets. Of the forming crystal.